Hi there, my name's Chris Widener. I'm one of the co-founders of ROI Expert Advisors, and I just want to let you know that we are rebranding the Big Mo Real Estate Radio Show to ROI Real Estate Radio. Still great content. We're still going to be motivating, still going to be helping you make more money, but just wanted to let you know we are now ROI Real Estate Radio. Hey, everybody, it's Chris Widener and Chris Stagg. You are listening to the Big Mo Real Estate Podcast. You can find us at bigmoradio.com, and we certainly hope that you will jump on over there. Be sure to rate us with some stars, some hearts, whatever it is that you rate us with on your particular platform. But be sure to let other people know about the Big Mo Real Estate Radio and Podcast. We are here to help you build momentum, and we are here to help you make more money. And what's the third one, Chris?
We're going to get motivated.
And we're going to get
Chris Widener today.
Today we're going to get motivated. Actually, today's going to be a fun one, I think, because it's sort of counterintuitive to what a lot of successful real estate agents, how they live or how they do their business. But I am a huge proponent of it, and I believe that the facts back up the premise that we're going to make, and that is today we're going to talk about how you, the busy real estate agent, need to take more vacation, take more time off. Chris, you think we need to take more time off or less time off?
Buddy, that is one of the things. It was some of the best advice that I was given many years ago. And it was this. It was essentially take out your calendar, before the new year begins, and mark off days off and family vacations, and then everything else goes around those dates. And it was some of the best advice, because for many years as a business owner, I kind of fell into the rut of just work. And it brings a great peace to your work day, when you have those dates to look forward to. And so rest is just one of those things that many don't do, and they get burnt out, right? They get just burnt out.
And statistics show that if you work the entire 100% of the time, you never take vacations or whatever, you're going to get tired, you're going to get emotionally spent, and your effectiveness is going to start reducing, right? So maybe you go from working 100% down to like 70%. Now you're giving 100% of your time, but at a 70% effectiveness rate. If you work at 90% of the time and you take those vacation days and you take those extended vacations, but now you're working at a 90% effectiveness rate, you're actually going to be more effective in a shorter period of time. And I think people just, they don't manage their time when they're working, so they have to work overtime, and they perpetuate this ineffectiveness.
There's I heard this years ago. It's never lost my mind, but there's just a quote that says there's freedom in structure. Mm-hmm. And if you have a 5-day work week or a 6-day work week, you're going to want to take a day off. And so many agents, that we've coached and trained and been able to work with, and they're all about work. And what if a client calls me and they want to go look at a house, or they want to go do this, or they want to go do that? You will find that when you have those days off or that time off, or let's say at 6 o'clock, in the evening, you're with family. Clients or to-be clients will actually respect that. You don't want to be the person that's always at their beck and call and saying, "Oh, yeah, sure, I'll meet you there in 30 minutes."
Well, yeah, if your attitude is, well, what if I miss the call? What if I miss the person who wants to? Right. Well, first of all, if they call you and say, "Can you do Wednesday night?" and you say no, they're going to go, "Oh, okay, what about Thursday night?" What we're afraid is they're going to say, "You can't meet Wednesday night. You're not my realtor anymore." But they're always say, "Oh, okay, that makes sense. It's short notice. How about Thursday night?" That's what they're going to say. But the reality is if your perspective is, "I've got to take this call, I have to go every time they yell," you have become a slave. You've become a slave to your clients, a slave to your calendar, and that's not freedom. You're bound. Every time the phone rings, you have to pick it up. Every time they want you to come, you have to get in your car, and you've lost your freedom and your choice to create that kind of family or personal life that you want.
That's right, and it goes back to why we do what we do. I mean, what are your priorities? Are your priorities to make money and to always be on the go? or your priorities, your family, first. I mean, my family comes first, far behind my clients. I mean, my family is first. And so I want to be the dad who is around his girls and is present in their lives. And in real estate, guys, listen, this is a big deal. You can get to a point in life where you look back 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 10 years later and go, what? I missed it, because you're chasing money. You were chasing the deals.
Now, this doesn't mean that you're just sitting at home all the time either, but it does mean that you're planning your time off. And so I want to talk through the benefits of various stages or time frames of time off. So if you think about it, you could take a morning off or an afternoon off. You're like, you know what? I'm just going to take, it's a relatively slow day. I'm going to put everything in the morning. I'm going to take the afternoon off, right? What can you do in an afternoon? I think taking a day off for a day trip. I think taking a week-long vacation. And then I think taking something like even as long as a sabbatical or something like that. So let's just talk those through briefly. So the short-term ones, either a half day or a day, what would you encourage agents to be thinking about in regard to that day? What should they be doing, whether it's with family or if it's just themselves for a refresher day?
It really is a time to reflect. And it really is, let's say it's an afternoon. We live about a mile from Lake Travis here in Austin, and it's a great place to go. There's a little spot that we like to just go and, just relax and just reflect.
So you and the family just grab a blanket, take it out there, throw it out.
Picnic. Yeah, I've got 2 girls that are 6 and 4 years of age, and so we'll do a picnic, and it's so fun because I know this time is for them. I've blocked it off. It's on our calendar. It's honored. It's honored. And so but on occasion, if they're in school, the season change, it's now whenever it's fall or spring, in the summer, it might be different, but I might take a journal. And journaling is so important. Having a journal, just where your thoughts go. And so my morning, Chris, I don't know if you run at all, but I run each morning.
Chris, look at me. Do I look like I run? Actually, I know a guy who's bigger than me he's run like 100 marathons. So
well, that's that Zune enhancement. That's that filter there, right?
Right.
But you start, sometimes you're going like, man, you get a lot of thinking time, and thoughts start to roll through your mind when you're just out in nature. And so
I think it needs to be based on what makes you. Some people love to sit in a coffee shop. Like I wrote 6 books in one of the busiest and at one time the biggest Starbucks in the world, and hundreds and hundreds of people coming in and out of that thing. And for me, everything just shut out. I didn't hear anything. It would drive me nuts to go sit in the middle of the woods where it would be just deathly silent. And so that's just more me. But there are people who couldn't be able to do anything in a Starbucks, but they would need to be on a mountaintop or in a library or someplace like that. So I think finding your sort of path to peace is a good bit of or maybe it's reading, maybe it's journaling, maybe it's just thinking. But what makes you connect in that pathway to peace?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that is like a half day, or just a really, let's just call it a half day, where you're not too far from your work environment. But and like you said, it could be a busy place like a coffee shop or a hotel lobby or a park where there's just constant movement, or it could be a place where you could just go and just think and be in isolation. And just have a moment to reflect. It's so important to do that on the regular. So many good things will happen by doing that. You need a break. Rest.
Well, let's talk about it. Let's talk about week longs.
Yeah,
week 10 days. How many of those do you do a year? Do you do a few of those?
We do. We take 3 long weeks, and our place is the mountains. We love to go to the mountains, Chris. There's something majestic and just God's creation that He's created when you look out over the mountain and you got that view every morning. And there's something about the crisp air and the awareness, like just being away. The cool thing is it's been on your calendar. And so you don't have to take your phone every single, time you get out of the car, or you're not.
Wait a minute. What if I lose the money? What if I this? What if I that? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Get a partner in your brokerage.
Yep.
And when they get to go on vacation, you handle their calls. When you go on vacation, they handle your calls, and you do whatever your financial agreement is. There's no excuse. And at the end of the life, that one couple that you helped get into their starter home is not going to remember you like your wife and husband or kids are, right? You gotta give them that time.
And I will tell you that it is that they will respect your clients or to-be clients, or those that call and say, what if I miss out on the money? That they respect that. They have vacation time. They have, and so they love that you're away. And so it might be, hey, I'll get back to you next week. Or like Chris said, having someone that like and trust that can serve those clients well, and just put them in good hands and make those calls and connections prior to you leaving, so you can enjoy that family time. I like that. My wife is kind of likes the beach. We like the mountains. And so we do either or. And then sometimes it's just a weekend, which I think we want to put in there, sometimes a weekend trip or a 2-night trip where it's close by. It's not far away, but it's enough to get away. And we have many little fun hot spots that you can just get away for.
Yeah. Well, and I would say this too. I would say partial family vacations. And here's what I mean by that. There's times mom and dad need to get away without the kids.
Yeah.
There's times that dad needs to take his daughter on the daddy dance night. There's times that mom needs to get away with the girls. There's times that dad needs to get away with the boy, and taking some of those, even if they're just for a day or they're for, 3 or 4 days over a weekend or something, if you and your spouse can get away, but making sure that you're spending special time, not just with the whole family, but also with individuals in the family. And even if it's just a half day, take your kids to the park, or take your wife to an afternoon movie if your afternoon is light and so is hers, and maybe the kids are off with their friends, or things like that. But making sure you get those breaks along the way, not just with your whole family, but with individuals in your family.
And involve them in your wins and in your victories. One of the things we do when we have a closing, or we have a check coming in from a recent deal or rev share or some stock awards, or whatever it may be, we have a time where the girls, my girls, get to decide where we're going to celebrate. We're going to go eat, and it's a celebration. We do this every single closing because we're grateful.
Wait until they hear the word Morton's. Then that's all the place you're going to be going. Morton's.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And hey, that's coming soon, but right now it's a Chick-fil-A,
I'll tell you a funny story. One of my best, closest lifelong friends was the president, CEO of a Major League Baseball team. And the first game my daughters ever went to, we were in the owner's box. And, they got waiters, and the Mariners moose comes in and hands you the hats and, everything. And second game I ever took them to, my daughter looks around and goes, "Where's the waiters?" I'm like, "Yeah, you're not up there anymore. You're down in the
That's great.
Yeah, they can get used to it. So,
well, I think it's important to just cherish these years. If you're a dad like me, if you're a mom, if you've got young children, if you got older children, it's just, real estate can run you ragged, and it can just control your life, and you want to be in control. Don't let your clients control you. You are in control. You get to make that calendar, and rest, relaxation, just a refresher, a daily refresher, a weekend refresher. Do it.
Early on in my career, somebody said you have 3 segments of your day. You have like 8 to noon, noon to 4, 4 to 8. And he said, never work more than 2 of those in a day. Just work 2 segments a day, and you'll get everything you need to get done, and you'll make sure that you have the time and the break off in between. Let's lastly talk about a sabbatical. Have you ever done a sabbatical, like an extended 3 to 6 months off, where you just did something for yourself and took a break?
Chris, I've not yet experienced that. Nope, not yet.
I did one back in the 90s, and it was great. I took, I think it was 3 months off, and just really focused on me and reading and doing what I wanted to, trying not to work very much. And it was good and it was refreshing. I realize a lot of people just simply can't do that, but the people that we're talking to, the real estate agents, I mean, you actually could build for that kind of thing. If you're building your business, you're making your money, you're investing your money, you're maybe buying and investing in real estate, and now you have some residual money, some mailbox money, you know, then you can build for that kind of thing. But yeah, we used to take the kids and we'd go away for 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 10 weeks, you know, whatever. So let's wrap it up. Give us your thoughts. Just make the case for us one more time why real estate agents should make sure they're taking little breaks as well as their vacation, and why it's a smart thing, not a lazy thing, to take your vacation.
It's necessary to have a plan. You work from a plan. You work your calendar every single week. You honor that calendar. And you will have a greater fan base. You'll have a greater audience. You will have more clients than you could ever want. Some might think the exact opposite, but we want to think differently here. And I will tell you, it will bring great peace. It will bring great peace to your family. It will bring joy, and you will create memories. You want to be the dad. You want to be the mom. You want to be the guy who was present. And those that are not present, they look back and go, man, what could have been a little bit different had I done this? And so you are in control of your business. Your clients are not in control. And so build a map, build a map of your year. If it's mid-year, if it's the end of year, if it's the first of the year, you can start today in building out
the next quarter,
that half day. And if you can't do a week, you know, if you can't do a sabbatical, if you can just start a half a day, or just date your wife, you know, take her out on a lunch date, you know, those are, and leave your phone in your car, and those just start little like that. And yeah, man, wow, what a fun business it then will be. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, thanks everybody for joining Chris and Chris. It is the Big Mo Real Estate Radio, and we are going to help you get motivated, make more money, and build momentum. Take care. Talk to you next time. Hey folks, I'm hoping that you enjoyed that great episode. And I just want to remind you that we are now ROI Real Estate Radio. Be sure to check us out and share this video with all those who you know will enjoy it. Take care. Thanks. Bye-bye.